Yes, sir. What's going on, man? It's your boy Chris Garcia, aka Crypto Godson. Today, I actually smash that like button and click that subscribe button. If you're new here, my name is Chris Garcia, aka Crypto Godson. What I'm here to do on this channel is to make the transition into the crypto space and the altcoin space as easy as possible. Very simple. I'm just trying to make the process simple based on what my experience has told me. I hope that I could share that with you guys and highlight very special projects like today's focus project, Reserve Rights Protocol. They had an AMA, Ask Me Anything, earlier this morning on the new function on Telegram, which was the voice function, the voice chat room. So I just wanted to do a quick breakdown. This is my second time recording, but I want to do a more concise breakdown right now. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Shout out to Nevin Freeman, who is, obviously the guy leading. He's the leader of the Reserve Rights Protocol, and he gave a very good breakdown of the updates, that Reserve has had over since the past AMA. So first, the app is going strong. That's great news. The app is currently in closed beta, and not rolled out to the public, but the app is going strong. Very good reviews. They're improving very well. One other good thing he noted, we have hit a awesome milestone here for the Ola Reserve page on Twitter, which is the Latin American focused page. Obviously, 10,000 followers. That's huge for the growth and the influence there. And I said mainly from Venezuela, but it's also obviously this is focused on the whole Latin American region, and particularly Colombia, Panama, and Argentina fall into that bucket, which are target countries and areas of the RSR team. The initial community on TikTok is also growing well. They just hit over 40,000 followers. Salute to that, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, next. So they did this week. Today is December 30th, 2020. So it's last week, obviously, of 2020. We just started focusing on automating the back end for transactions on the Reserve app. So right now, transactions are manual. They're still filtered by a human, but development started this week to automate that process, which is very important for when we want to scale the app, obviously. So that's huge. Right now, as you can see, we only have 500 reviews. Check this in a year. I bet it's gonna go crazy. We know it's gonna go crazy. Anyway, next. So Reserve is now at the point where they're ready to focus on growth instead of tinkering. They're focused on growth instead of tinkering. That's huge, honestly. So they're focused on growth, and that's huge for just let you know that they've been improving, and basically that right there. Basically, but not financial advice. Mainnet rollout. Somebody, of course, asked about Mainnet. Nevin made it very clear that engineering recruitment is the bottleneck for Mainnet rollout. We all want to know when we're going to roll out Mainnet, but we need more engineers to make that process faster. So he highlighted that if any of you guys know engineers that are particularly interested and have experience in smart contract development or full stack mobile and web developers with 10 years plus experience, please refer them to the team in the Telegram group. I'll put the link below. They have a referral Telegram group, so you can potentially earn up to 50K RSR. So keep that in mind. So we need engineers. We need to refer engineers, very sharp engineers, to the reserve team. Also, somebody asked, we're currently focused on Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Argentina. Um, Compared to like Uber basically did all the tinkering in San Francisco, and then LA was like the second location that they kind of rolled out, and they basically proved and perfected the model, and then from there you just replicate the model, and when you scale you just replicate your original model, and that's what Uber did. So Venezuela is like the San Fran, which is like the tinkering city where the initial base is at, and then Argentina is like the LA, where like they kind of the secondary market, and they tried to see if they can how the replication process goes, and then from there they scale. So somebody kind of asked, like, where are we at on scaling in other countries? Nigeria and Lebanon are on the radar, But the bottleneck there is finding an awesome leader like they found in Venezuela to lead the team, to drive the recruitment, to drive all the projects there. So, if you guys know any leaders or anybody that could help out in Nigeria and Lebanon, please reach out to the team, Nevin on LinkedIn. That would be awesome. Next, PayPal. PayPal is a big topic right now. Big topic. Of course, PayPal integration would be awesome. There's a new PayPal crypto on ramp, right? But PayPal is currently focused on rolling out their on ramp, like focused on this, to focus on the rollout. They want to make sure they get everything, get all their ducks in a row. They're not worried about any new cryptos being added, no crypto projects being added to, to this offering. But Nevin does foresee PayPal, thinking about these things later. So that's something to keep in mind. He does see that happening relatively early in 2021. No, actually, don't quote me on that. I think he said they're going to be thinking about it. It's possible that they will think about it. I don't think he gave a timeline on that, but something to keep in mind. And also PayPal integration on the Reserve side of things, on the Reserve app. He did say that they are in constant communication with PayPal to automate within the Reserve app, so that users can use PayPal to jump in and out of whatever currency they need to jump in and out of. Obviously, businesses use PayPal, customers, whatever. Next, Apple iOS app. So if you look right here where I'm at, I'm in the Google Play Store. So obviously, the other phone app that we will be concerned with is the Apple, the iOS app. Nevin basically said the app is ready to go. The development, we can kind of knock that out relatively quickly in early 2021, and he said that's very likely. He just said it's just a matter of prioritization, so they haven't prioritized that, and it should be prioritized relatively early. So I'm thinking Q1 in 2021. So by March, that would be awesome. That's amazing news. Next, somebody asked about have they contacted Peter Thiel or any the big name investors they're connected with? How has that been going? Nothing has happened relatively recently because they're in the implementation phase, so they kind of already obviously have the insight they need, the contacts they need. They just got to do the work right now. But in 2021, they do foresee those relationships becoming more active with respect to business development and partnerships. Because obviously they're pretty much going to start entering the scaling phase, and they're going to be anticipating an appreciative contact with and help with investors like Peter Thiel in 2021. So they do expect to be tapping the shoulder of investors like Peter Thiel in 2021. So that lets you know 2021 is going to be a huge year. Last thing I had on here was do we foresee RSV basically being involved in the DeFi ecosystem? So we all know how crazy the DeFi market was in 2020. The bull run that we had. The market went crazy. So basically somebody asked, and this is crazy. This chart is crazy. So it's like one. Yeah, so it did a 15x. Like, wow. Anyways, do we foresee RSV, basically being involved in the DeFi ecosystem at all? He said a big maybe, just because it's resource intensive. Because if we devote engineering resources to, any DeFi oriented project, it can be very resource intensive and very long term. Whereas, obviously, if you want to be efficient, it's kind of hard to get involved in DeFi space and be efficient at the same time and add a lot of value. So he's kind of still leaning on, the ecosystem, just being great in itself, and then using, the ecosystem as best we can for our needs, the Reserve needs. So that's all I have for you guys. Smash that like button. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Like I said earlier, I am Crypto Godson. My real name is Chris Garcia. I'm here to make the crypto transition easier for you guys. If you guys haven't researched a project like this before, I definitely recommend it. Reserve Rights has very strong fundamentals, and that's why I'm covering this AMA that was this morning. Like I said again, thank you to Nevin Freeman for providing us insight like this, keeping us updated. It's not every day that you come across a team that gives updates like this on a frequent basis, on a transparent basis. So I'm very appreciative of that. And with that, I'm out, guys. You guys have a great holidays.